The walls closing in on Cyrus, Nina's proposition for Carly, Sonny's secret out. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Friday's mean cliffhangers on General Hospital, so let's jump right into today's recap. Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, meets up with Laura Spencer, Jenny Francis, at Bobby's to tell her about her chat with Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. She tells her mom that he told her about Valentine Casadine, James Patrick Stewart, surfacing briefly in Germany. Lulu says she thinks there may be another way for her to find Charlotte. She remembers Charlotte loving horses, so Lulu has started following equestrian accounts online in the hopes of finding Charlotte attached to one of them. Laura thinks it is a promising idea and then cuts their time short in order to catch up with the congressman. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, stops by at GH to talk to her brother, Lucas Jones, Van Hansis. She tells him that Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, called her and wants them to team up on a special project, probably named Drew Quartermain, Cameron Matheson. She thinks it's likely a bad idea to get involved. Lucas tells Carly about confronting Willow over the holidays and how it only made the already bad situation worse. He thinks it is time that they stop reacting to things with anger, since it never helps anyway. Nina gives Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, tickets to an NYC formal event, and Maxie instantly knows that she wants something from her. Nina admits that she needs her advice on how to get Carly to help her to break up Drew and Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen. Maxie reminds her that Willow is an adult and probably won't listen to anyone's advice. Nina tells her she's glad that Drew is in a hotel, otherwise Willow and the kids would probably be living with him. Maxie lets it slip that Drew is in escrow and buying a large house, and that she agreed to help him decorate. Maxie finally asks Nina if she is doing this to help Willow, or if she's just mad because Willow is now with the man she once loved. Nina says that she is really over Drew because watching him guide Willow through one bad decision after another has been too much to bear. Maxie says that she believes that the only reason that Willow is acting this recklessly is because she's in love with Drew. They both look up and see Carly standing in the doorway. She sits down with Nina, and Nina actually apologizes for bulldozing her way through Carly and Sonny's marriage. Watching Drew in action has made her realize that she did the same thing. She also says that she can't just keep watching Willow blow up her life for a man who's not worthy of her. Nina tells Carly that they need to work together, and Carly isn't sure that they won't make everything worse. Nina explains that as long as Willow and the kids are with her, she can't keep Drew away, and his next step is moving them into the new house that he is buying. She asks Carly if she is willing to help her do whatever it takes to help the grandchildren. Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, is thrilled to be back on the job at General Hospital. As Willow is greeting her, Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, interrupts and says that she needs to speak with Liz before her shift starts. She apologizes for having to suspend Liz until they could prove that she wasn't connected to the Digitalis murders. She also tells Liz that everything has been turned over to the police and it's officially a criminal investigation. Liz calls Turning Woods to thank the nurse who helped her and Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, to get the information that they needed. As the nurse hangs up, Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, appears and says that he wants to visit Mrs. Brown. She tells Cyrus that he can't see any patients until he talks to Director Ferner. The director tells Cyrus that his days of volunteering at the facility are over. He knows that Cyrus misrepresented himself when it came to Lulu Spencer, and also that he is barred for visiting anyone. Says that it's a misunderstanding and keeps asking if Elizabeth is to blame for his inability to see patients. Drew has agreed to meet with Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, at the Metro Court for breakfast. He asks the status of a project and if its delay has anything to do with Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard. Jen seems to be trying to force Sonny's business out. As they are talking, Laura arrives and tells Drew that he is just the man that she was looking for. Laura tells Drew that Sidwell is the man who nearly killed her son. Of course, Jen says his recollection is totally different. He wants Laura to join them so that he can again try to prove that he wants to make a positive contribution to Port Charles. She tells Drew that if he has a proposal to improve Port Charles, then he should submit it to her office. Speaking of Sonny, he and Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, have arrived in Los Angeles and are waiting to meet with one of the best cardiologists in the country. She asks if he is going to tell his kids about his heart condition. Sonny doesn't want to worry them, and his business rivals can't catch wind of it either because it'll make him a target. Sonny meets with the doctor and finds out that he needs a pacemaker and a medication regime. He tells Natalia that it has to wait. He has to figure out who blew up his house because his family isn't safe until he does that. Natalia offers to go with Sonny when he has the procedure. Sonny and Natalia leave the waiting area and are followed by someone with ill intentions. The guy calls Jens and says that he has followed Natalia to a cardiologist because the man that she is with, Sonny, had an appointment. Cyrus stops in at Bobby's for a bite to eat and greets Lulu when he sees her. She reminds him that her life is none of his business and that her family has a restraining order on him. She threatens to call the police if he gets any closer. He says that her family is now keeping him from doing the work that he needs to. Lulu tells him that she heard him at Turning Woods trying to transfer her out of state, and that's why she ran from the facility. Cyrus tells Lulu that no one has cared for her as much as he has. Lulu calls Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, for help as Cyrus disappears. She then goes to Anna's office and tells her about Cyrus violating the restraining order and freaking her out. Liz and Lucas are at General Hospital quietly sharing notes about Cyrus being suspected and what to do next. As they talk, he is nearby listening to them. General Hospital continues to provide its viewers with the twists, drama, and suspense that fans have come to expect from this iconic daytime soap. On the February 7th episode, the tension between several characters reached a boiling point, setting the stage for major revelations and consequences. As the walls close in on Cyrus, the situation grows increasingly precarious for the notorious mobster. Nina's proposition to Carly adds a layer of complexity to the already strained relationship between the women. Meanwhile, Sonny's long-held secret is finally exposed, leaving the residents of Port Charles grappling with the fate. The episode was full of emotional confrontations, shocking twists, and the ever-present threat of danger looming over the characters we've come to love. Let's dive into the key moments from this pivotal episode of General Hospital. Cyrus. The walls are closing in. Cyrus Renault has been a constant presence of tension and danger in Port Charles, and on February 7, the walls began to close in on him as his criminal empire teetered on the edge of collapse. For weeks, Cyrus has been maneuvering his way through the city, trying to maintain control over his illicit operations, but the forces working against him are mounting. From his enemies in the criminal underworld to those in law enforcement, everyone seems to be closing in on the once powerful figure. In this episode, the pressure reached its peak, and Cyrus found himself facing an uncertain future. The investigation into Cyrus's criminal activities has been steadily ramping up, and the episode showcased the pivotal moment when key players within the law enforcement community, including Jordan Ashford and Valentine Casadine, made significant strides in gathering the evidence they needed to bring Cyrus down. Despite his manipulative and calculated nature, Cyrus could not escape the growing scrutiny surrounding him. The investigation, led by the Port Charles Police Department and aided by Valentine's insider knowledge, continues to put the pressure on Cyrus, who is now desperately trying to protect his empire and secure his own freedom. The episode also showed just how dangerous Cyrus has become when cornered. His desperation to maintain power is evident in every interaction, especially when he finds himself at odds with those closest to him. The underlying tension between Cyrus and his allies is palpable as he realizes that betrayal may be inevitable. Has always been able to rely on his ability to manipulate people. But as the investigation intensifies and his enemies close in, Cyrus's options are becoming limited. The noose is tightening around him, and viewers are left wondering how far he will go to protect himself and his criminal legacy. Nina's proposition for Carly. Meanwhile, in another dramatic turn of events, Nina Reeves found herself making a bold and unexpected proposition to Carly Corinthos. Nina, who has been at odds with Carly for years, offered a deal that could have significant consequences for both women. Known for her complicated history with Carly, including their past conflicts over Sonny Corinthos, Nina's motivations for making this offer were unclear at first. However, as the episode unfolded, it became clear that Nina's proposition was not only about her desire for revenge, but also about leveraging her newfound power to create an opportunity for herself. Nina, who has recently discovered some shocking truths about her own family, has been grappling with her personal feelings toward Carly and the Corinthos family. Carly, who has been dealing with her own struggles in recent months, is always trying to balance her loyalty to her family with the pressures of running the Corinthos organization. The tension between these two women has been brewing for some time, and this proposal added another layer to their already complicated relationship. The proposition Nina put forward was centered around an agreement that would give Carly access to something Nina believed was of great value, something that could potentially help Carly in her ongoing battle with the rival factions in Port Charles. While Carly was understandably cautious about accepting Nina's offer, it was evident that the stakes were high, and the potential consequences of rejecting the deal could be just as dangerous as accepting it. This high-stakes negotiation is bound to have far-reaching implications for both women, as their uneasy alliance could either help or hinder their individual goals. As the two women hashed out the terms of the deal, viewers were left wondering what Nina's true motivations were. Is she simply seeking revenge on Carly for the years of tension between them, or does she have an even more calculated plan in mind? With Carly's own vulnerabilities laid bare and Nina holding certain pieces of information that could benefit Carly in her current position, the power dynamics between the two women are shifting. The proposition Nina made is sure to be a game-changer for both characters, and it sets the stage for even more drama and conflict to come. Sonny's secret. The truth is out. The most explosive moment of the episode, however, came when Sonny Corinthos' long-held secret was finally revealed. For months, Sonny has been hiding the truth about his return from the dead, his memories of his time away, and the lengths he went to keep the details of his disappearance under wraps. Despite the efforts to maintain control over the situation, the truth was bound to come to light eventually, and on this particular day, the revelation was as shocking as it was unavoidable. Sonny, who had been keeping his return a secret from his loved ones, was faced with the consequences of his actions when his secret was exposed in front of several key characters. His attempt to explain himself and his reasons for staying away from Port Charles only seemed to fuel the fire, as the people closest to him struggled to process the truth. Carly, in particular, was devastated by Sonny's betrayal, feeling both angered and hurt by the fact that Sonny had kept such a monumental secret from her for so long. Their relationship, which had been on rocky ground due to the pressures of their family and business, was further tested by the revelation. The fallout from Sonny's secret was immediate and intense. Carly, who has always been fiercely protective of her family, was particularly affected by the fact that Sonny had deliberately kept her in the dark about his disappearance and his survival. The trust that had once existed between them began to crumble, and the emotional toll of this revelation would no doubt have long-lasting consequences on their relationship. Carly's reaction was raw and filled with pain, and viewers were left wondering if the cracks in their marriage were too deep to repair. The truth about Sonny's return was also difficult for Jason Morgan, who has always been a steadfast ally and protector of Sonny. Jason's loyalty to Sonny has been unwavering, but even he couldn't help but feel betrayed by the fact that Sonny had kept such a significant secret from him. While Jason has always been the one to stand by Sonny's side, This new revelation raised questions about the future of their friendship between the two men was palpable, and it was clear that this secret would have a lasting impact on their relationship. The reaction of the people closest to Sonny was a mix of shock, betrayal, and confusion. For many, the fact that Sonny had been hiding such a major secret for so long was difficult to accept, and the episode left viewers wondering how Sonny would navigate the fallout from this revelation. Would he be able to rebuild the trust that he had lost, or would the damage done by his secrecy prove to be irreparable? The fallout continues. As the episode concluded, the fallout from Sonny's secret continued to reverberate through Port Charles. The truth about his return had rocked the Corinthos family to its core, and the ripple effects were felt throughout the town. Carly, Jason, and others who had been affected by Sonny's actions now faced the daunting task of processing the truth and figuring out how to move forward. For Carly, the emotional journey ahead would be difficult. Her entire world had been turned upside down by Sonny's secrecy, and her loyalty to him was now in question. Could she ever forgive him for hiding the truth from her, or was their relationship beyond repair? The complexity of their marriage and the stakes involved would undoubtedly continue to play out in future episodes, as Carly grapples with the betrayal and its impact on her life. Jason too found himself in a difficult position. As Sonny's right-hand man, Jason had always been the one to support Sonny through thick and thin. However, this new revelation forced Jason to confront the idea that even Sonny, for all his strength and power, had flaws that couldn't be ignored. The relationship between the two men was now in a fragile state, and it would take time for Jason to process the depth of Sonny's secret and what it meant for their future partnership. Cyrus, on the other hand, found himself facing the inevitable consequences of his criminal actions. With law enforcement closing in and his allies turning against him, it seemed like only a matter of time before Cyrus would be held accountable for his crimes. The tension surrounding his character continued to build, and it was clear that his fate would be one of the central storylines in the weeks to come. Nina's proposition, meanwhile, introduced new layers of intrigue and complexity to the relationships in Port Charles. As Carly and Nina continued to navigate their tense dynamic, the potential for future conflicts and alliances loomed large, setting the stage for even more drama and twists. The General Hospital episode from February 7th delivered on all fronts: emotional confrontations, high-stakes revelations, and the looming threat of betrayal and retribution. With the walls closing in on Cyrus, Nina's proposition shaking things up for Carly, and Sonny's secret now out in the open, the future of Port Charles promises to be filled with intense drama, suspense, and plenty of shocking twists. Fans can't wait to see how these storylines unfold in the coming episodes. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updated news.